Starting a business can be exciting, but knowing the cost involved is crucial. In this video, we'll be breaking down exactly how much it costs to form and maintain an LLC. By the end, you'll have a complete understanding of the expenses you can expect so you can plan accordingly. When starting an LLC, one of the first questions people ask is, how much does it actually cost to get everything set up? The truth is, there isn't just one fixed answer because the fees vary depending on which state you're in and the services you need. But don't worry, I'm going to walk you through the main costs associated with forming an LLC, the miscellaneous expenses that can pop up, and some key things to keep in mind when it comes to maintaining your LLC in the long run. So first things first, let's talk about the main costs of forming an LLC. The most important cost when forming an LLC is the filing fee for your articles of organization. Every state in the United States requires this document to be filed with the appropriate state office, usually the Secretary of State. And this is what officially forms your business. However, the filing fee varies widely from state to state. For example, in states like Kentucky, filing your LLC might only cost you around $50, but in Alaska, the fee could be as high as $250. Generally speaking, you can expect to pay between $50 and $250 for this initial step. If you're unsure about the cost in your state, many LLC formation services like Tailor Brands offer tools that will give you the exact price based on your location. Tailor Brands is especially convenient because it not only simplifies the process, but also provides a cost calculator that can show you how much you'll need to budget for, including any potential add-ons. Understanding the filing costs and state requirements ahead of time helps you avoid surprises. These tools can be a great resource. By having a clear estimate of your costs up front, you can make more informed decisions about which state to register in if you have flexibility, or budget appropriately if your state has higher fees. Up next is additional costs for specific states. Some states have more complex requirements than others, which can increase your overall LLC formation costs. For example, states like Nevada and California often have additional filing requirements that go beyond the articles of organization. In Nevada, you must also file an initial list of managers along with your state business license at the time of the LLC formation, which increases the overall cost. Similarly, California mandates that LLCs file an initial statement of information within 90 days of forming, adding just another layer of administrative tasks to your checklist. These extra steps in certain states add additional costs that can range from $50 to over $200. While these states have more regulations, they also offer benefits, such as strong business privacy laws that are found in Nevada, or large consumer markets in California, which might make the extra cost worth it, especially when you look at your business goals. It's always a good idea to research your specific state's requirements before beginning the LLC formation process, as these additional tasks can quickly add up. You may find that some states also offer expedited processing options for an additional fee, which could be beneficial if you're in a rush to form your LLC and start operating. For example, New York and Arizona both require that LLC owners publish a notice of their LLC formation in a local newspaper within a certain time frame, which can add several $100s to the cost. While this is not a requirement in every state, it's critical to be aware of publication fees if you're forming an LLC in one of these states. The publication requirement in New York in particular is known to be quite costly, with fees potentially ranging from $500 all the way up to $1,200, especially depending on the county in which your LLC is registered. Up next is reserving a business name. In some states, you're required to reserve your business name before filing the articles of organization. Reserving a business name typically costs between $10 and $50, depending on the state. This is a necessary step in some regions, but not all. If you're working on a tight budget, it's essential to check if your state requires this, as it is an extra cost that you may not be expecting. While reserving a name is often optional in many states, it can be a wise move, especially if you're finalizing details for your business but want to secure your desired name. Business names are registered on a first-come, first-served basis, and securing yours early can prevent someone else from registering it while you're still preparing for the rest of your documents. Think of it as an insurance policy for your brand identity, ensuring that your name that you want will still be available when you're ready to launch. Even if your state doesn't need it, it may be worth reserving your business name, particularly if you're concerned about another business that could claim it before you file your official paperwork. Having your name reserved guarantees that it will be available when you're ready to proceed, preventing any last-minute changes that could confuse your branding efforts. Up next, we'll be talking about miscellaneous and optional costs. When forming an LLC, there are other miscellaneous costs costs to consider. One of the most common is a registered agent service. A registered agent is someone who receives important legal documents, such as lawsuits or notices, on behalf of your LLC. While you can serve as your own registered agent, many people prefer to hire a professional service to do this, especially if they don't want their personal information on public record. These services typically cost between $100 and $300 per year. Tailor Brands, for example, includes this in their service fees for the first year if you form your LLC through their platform, after which it should cost around $125 annually. While this might seem like an extra expense, using a professionally registered agent can free up so much of your time and give you peace of mind as they ensure all your important documents are received and handled properly. Another consideration for registered agent services is the benefit of privacy. If you operate your LLC from your home or a shared office, listing your personal address as the LLC's registered office means that it will be publicly accessible. This could lead to unwanted mail or potential privacy issues. Registered agents provide a layer of protection by keeping your personal address off public records, ensuring that any important documents, including legal notices or government correspondence, are properly handled. Additionally, if you are forming your LLC in a state other than where you live, you may need to register as a foreign LLC, which can cost anywhere between $50 to $750, especially depending on the state. For example, Texas charges on the higher end with a $750 fee, whereas other states might have a much lower rate. The key is to ensure that you're aware of all of the costs related to operating your business in more than one state. It's also worth noting that if you are expanding into multiple states, the foreign LLC fees can quickly start adding up. For businesses that operate across state lines, you'll need to register your LLC in each state where you do business, which means paying the foreign LLC registration fees for each state. This is something to keep in mind if you're planning on scaling your business beyond your home state. For some businesses, this is an essential cost of expanding, but it's important to weigh the pros and cons of doing so. Foreign LLCs also typically need to file annual reports in each state where they operate, which may add recurring costs to your budget. This can become an administrative challenge as your business expands, so it's important to have systems in place for keeping up with these obligations. Up next is recurring annual fees and maintenance. Forming your LLC is just the beginning. Maintaining it is equally important. One of the main recurring fees associated with maintaining an LLC is the annual report or the franchise tax. The cost of these filings can vary drastically. Some states it costs nothing at all, while other states will cost several $100s. These fees are often due on the anniversary of your LLC's formation or by a specific annual date, or even having your LLC being dissolved. For instance, California charges $800 as an annual minimum franchise tax, which is one of the highest in the country. Fortunately, the state waives this fee for the first year of your LLC's operation, which gives you some breathing room. But after that, you'll need a budget for it. Other states like Delaware charge a flat fee for their annual report filing, which some states don't require annual reports at all. If you guys want to get started with your LLC with an amazing service, I would highly recommend checking out Tailor Brands. It's one of the best ways to get started with your LLC and also one of the cheapest places to do so. Just simply use the link down in the description, which should take you to this page here. As you can see, you can get started with your LLC for $0 plus the state fee. All we have to do is click this drop down and choose which state we want our LLC to be in. Once we've chosen that, we'll then hit the get started button, which will then take us to this page where we start giving more information about our business. The first thing it'll ask us is our business name. We could say anything for this, just make sure that your business name isn't taken. Once you've selected your business name, you then can hit the next button. Once you hit the next button, you'll then pick one of these things, which is basically just either you have an idea, you're taking the first steps, you're about to launch, or you're already in business. You can also skip this question, which will then bring us to the next question, which is when are you planning on launching? We can say as soon as possible, in a few weeks, in a few months, or more than 3 months. Once you go past this question, it'll then ask you what your industry is, as well as what you offer. It'll then ask you if you're planning on hiring any employees for this upcoming year, and then the next question will be where do you operate from and where do you serve customers? Then there's this page where you can also choose some of their other offerings. Things like a logo designer, taxes and accounting, insurance, a domain name, website, license and permits, sales tax permits, EIN, or trademark. And just like that, we're pretty much good to go. We're now officially ready to get started with our LLC with Tailor Brands. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment down below what type of LLC you're planning on starting. Make sure to like button and subscribe so you never miss any of our future videos. Other than that though, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys in a future video.